Hey guys, Long Haul Larry, Big Blue. We are all loaded up. And we're actually leaving my house. What I did is I went up there and finished my break, as I talked about my last video, and finished my break up there. And then I actually met my daughter and her boyfriend. They live up by that area, and it's the one that graduated this spring. And she came and met up with me. She's been calling me the last few weeks, you know, hey, let's get together, do some dinner, or grab a cup of coffee, something. And I try to leave my daughters alone. You know, I raised them. I think I did, I did about the best I could, I think. And I gotta say, they turned out pretty well. Not all due to me. My ex-wife, my first wife, she was a good woman too. She was a good mother. And you know, me and her together, we did good with these kids. It turned out well. But I remember what it was like when I was, you know, in my 20s and just leaving the house and everything else. You don't want your parents calling you and bugging you all the time. So I usually don't call them and bug them and stuff. I usually try to make sure I touch bases with them like every 2 weeks, maybe a month. You know, just to keep a little bit of touch with them and just let them know that I'm there for them. If they got any questions or need any help, if something's going on. And I'll tell you right now, they usually call me before I call them. So that's pretty cool. But she got done watching the Packer game. Oh, it's a depressing end. And she gave me a call, and I was just getting up, and I said, yeah, let's go. So her and her boyfriend came over, and we went to this little Mexican place right down the road. And we sat down and had dinner and just had a conversation and just had a good time. And then they took off, and I jumped in the truck and took off. Started running down south here, and I needed to stop at the house. I need a Dremel, and I looked around. I forgot to get one last time I was home, and I looked around. I was just gonna buy like a real cheap name brand thing just to have in my truck. And to do these outside cameras, I got to do some waterproofing to them and stuff, and I need a Dremel to do some little work on them. And last weekend, last time I was home, I was gonna grab. I have 2 Dremels at home, and I carry one in my RC car bag. If you guys go back and look at my videos of my RC shop, you'll see a big bag I carry with all the stuff in it. Well, I have a little rechargeable Dremel I carry in there, and then I also have a real big one with a large wand that I keep in my shop, and that's all corded and got a bunch of power and stuff. And I was gonna grab the cordless one, and I forgot it last week, so I looked around. I was just gonna buy a cheap name brand one, just corded one. I figure I'd get one for $12, $15, some cheap junk thing. Man, I couldn't find one. I looked a couple places, I just couldn't find any cheap ones. Everything was Dremel, and the cheapest one was like $39 or $29, something like that. I was like, yikes, I'll wait till I get home. So that's what I did, is I just stopped by the house and I went out my shop, grabbed my Dremel. I'm gonna have bunches of time on this load. I'm gonna basically run this tonight, get a good distance, probably get up tomorrow, finish it out, get down there tomorrow night, and I don't deliver until Wednesday morning. So I'm thinking what I might do is I might be able to get a 34-hour down there, which would be good, because I'm going to be running out of hours on the way down and end up having to start doing recall or running off a recall logs, whatever you call that. So that'd be good if I can. If I can't, I can't. But I'll give it a try. But I know I'm gonna get at least a day. That'd be good to get some little few things done. Maybe get all this dash all buttoned up good, fixed up. Get everything installed the right way. The dump valve. Oh, and by the way, the dump valve. Somebody sent me a couple people sent me some stuff about the dump valve, saying, "Oh, you should contact Backcore. You know, you should contact Kenwood dealer. They'll have a schematic or all this stuff." Yeah, it's different. The thing is different than what the guy was saying. But I made that video where I swapped trailers and I talked about that I got the switch and it's just all plug-in wire things. And Boss Man actually texted me and he said, "Hey, I just watched your video," which I was like, "What?" Because he told me he don't watch my videos. basically one time he told me, I don't the way he said it would have actually probably hurt somebody's feelings, but to tell you the truth, sometimes I just don't have feelings. But we were sitting out there one time and I said, "Oh, did you see this when I did this video about doing this?" And he just kind of looked at me and he goes, "No, I don't watch your videos." And I was just like, "Oh, you kind of hurt my feelings." It was kind of like, "Oh." And he's like, "Yeah, I can hardly even keep up with John." And so it was kind of shocking when he said he watched my video. But he said he watched my video and he heard me talking about that dump valve that he bought for me. And I guess when he got it or something, he contacted a Kenworth dealer and talked to them about it. And because it didn't make sense to him either, or whatever. And the Kenworth dealer told him that they looked up this truck and said that Warner orders it with that valve, with that wire harness already in there, but they don't put the valve in. And they said, so if you pop the dash apart, they said the wire harness will be right there. So all you gotta do is plug the valve in. So that's cool. So hopefully it's just plug in and play, plug it in and push the button and away goes the suspension. That'd be nice. What else? Oh, I had a couple packages arrive. I got another camera. I had this one on back order. And it finally came in. It's raining again. So now I got another camera. And what else? Oh, I got a tool that I ordered. I used to have one of these and I can't find it. I'll show it to you guys. It's really cool. It's made for if you got someplace where you need to put a bolt in, but you can't it's really hard to get to the back of it to put a nut on. It's this tool that sets a nut in it, and it's pretty cool. And I used to have one because working on those old Mack trucks, the handles that are on the side of the cab, you used to have to put those on with this. And so I had one for there, and my boss, he had this real big one for the big 1/4 inch ones and stuff. And I had one, and I don't know. I was talking with a subscriber that I have lost touch with. I don't know where his phone number is or not, but he was actually from Fond du Lac, and he wanted me to do some work. He was messing around with a truck and stuff, and he wanted me to do some work, and I was like, okay, well, you use this tool to do that. And I said, I'll dig it out, make sure I still got it. And I've never heard from the guy again. I don't know whatever happened to him, but I was looking for his phone number. I don't know. I got so many emails and texts and stuff. Somehow I've lost this guy's number. I haven't heard from him. Basically, since I started working for ADL, I haven't heard from him. But I looked and looked for this tool, and I couldn't find it. And Big Boo's got a problem with its door. There's like a little catch thing on the door that keeps the door from coming backwards when you open the door and make sure the door doesn't come back at you. It kind of holds it open. And one of the bolts must have came loose or something, and then opening and closing it, it broke off the nuts on the inside of the frame and everything. So it was making all kinds of racket. It looked like it was going to break, so I took the other bolt out and just kind of pushed the mechanism up inside the door so it wouldn't break off. And I finally got this tool, and so now I can put some new nuts in there and put the bolts back in. So every time I open the door just comes right back at me and hits me. It's kind of funny. Sometimes receivers or shippers, I'll be sitting there and somebody will come knock on my door to give me paperwork or something, and I'll open up my door and they'll kind of step into there, and now some door comes, it closes on them, hits them in the back of the head, and you're like looking around like, what's that about? Like, oh, my door's broke. You deserved a little bop in the head anyways. These here are the back roads from my place. I could have went straight back there, and that road comes into this road up here too. It's like 4 miles down the road. Yeah, I could have showed you, that brother that had the Camaro. He drove my mother's car through a barn down there. We all cracked up my mom's cars. It was terrible. But he drove my mom's car one morning right through a guy's milk house in the barn. It was all rock wall, everything. Drove the car right through it. It was pretty bad. It was really super foggy, and he was working at the cannery back there, and he was heading to work, and it was like 4 or 5 in the morning or something, and it was really foggy. He didn't see the stop sign coming up, and that road ends in this road, and then the barn was directly across from the intersection. By the time he realized what was happening, he was flying through the air off the road, and he went right off this road, just flew right into the barn, and the whole front end of the car just went right through this rock wall. And the farmer woke up, went out there, and saw this happening. My brother was all smashed up, hit his face on the steering wheel, there was blood everywhere, and got him out the car, looked him over, gave him a bag of ice, put it on his face, and he says, well, looks like you're gonna live. He goes, well, now you can help me put the wall back up. He goes, I gotta start milking in a couple hours. So he went and got a tractor and pulled the car out of the wall, and then he made my brother sit there and stack all the rocks back up to put the wall back up and stuff, so he could move his milking equipment back into place so he could, milk his cows that day. And I guess he must have called my mom or something and told my mom what happened, let her know. And the car was not drivable. And my mom, she came pulling up there and saw my brother out there lifting these big rocks, stacking them back up in a wall. And she's like, what are you doing? And blood all over the place. You should be at the hospital. The farmer's like, he's all right. He's got to put my wall back up. Some different times back then, but if you go over there, you can actually still see it, because my brother, he stacked all the walls back up. The farm, they went in there and moved all the tanks around and everything, and hooked everything back up and got it working, and he milked this stuff. And then the farmer went out there with a bunch of bags of concrete and mixed up mortar and stuff, and he put over the rocks, remortared it, and if you go by there and look, you can see the big wall's all patched right there. That's from my brother. But we are running down here. We're going to be coming into Kewaskum. This is Highway 45 right here. and we're going to be coming into Kewaskum, and then we continue on straight, and that's going to take us down to West Bend, and we go on through there, and this road here will join together with Highway 41 right by Milwaukee. Well, guys, here we go. Time to jump off. This is really not the best place for me to shut down. It's kind of a pain in the butt kind of place. It's all right. It's kind of a pain in the butt getting it out of here, though. But it's a pretty steep climb coming up out Pacific, Missouri. I could run up the road a little ways more. There's some other smaller truck stops up there. But I'll probably grab a shower when I wake up, and I'll probably wake up and install the right-way system on this trailer. And then I'll scale the load. There is a scale up ahead of me, but there is a couple smaller truck stops before. I think there's one or two little truck stops before the scale. But then I can pull A2 and then install it. But then I need to scale. I need to install that right-way system, and then I need to scale the load to make sure it's calibrated. Because it kind of feels a little funny, and I think I'm a little heavy on, I don't think I'm overweight, but I think I'm just unbalanced. But I gotta scale it anyway, so I might as well do that just to be sure before I go across the scale when it's open. Plus, I'm just tired. I'm done making excuses, I guess. I'm just tired. I really am. I think it's just cold. I think that's what's kicking my butt. I was talking to my mommy last night, and I was asking her if I got any packages, because I was kind of waiting for a couple things, and she said, yep. So I'm going to swing by and pick it up. I said, could you just, put it out in the hallway? And all right, my spot is open, I think, that I like to usually do. I said, could you just put it out there and leave the door open? And I'm just going to swing in and grab it. And she was like, oh, okay. And then she was like, you sound sick. I'm like, yeah, I'm sick. Got me a cold. I think Stevens is done backing up. Let's just go. Stevens has crossed about 4 parking spots. I don't think he realizes that the parking spots are at an angle. He just went straight across a bunch of parking spots. But this is the spot I want right here, because this is nobody will park next to me, and then I'll be able to get out and work and stuff. Yep, that's right. And plus, it's a straight pull out of here. The last time I was here, man, I watched some people backing around in here. It was not pretty. It really wasn't. So all these parking spots, they're all backwards. This whole place is set up for a blindside, except for the row in front of me. I don't know if you noticed that. That Stevens guy is staying there. in there as far as we can. Actually, let's go up there a little bit more. What we're gonna do is block so nobody backs into this corner. We'll make it between me and that truck on the left. So my mommy asked me if I was sick. Let me log off duty. Yeah, that works. And I was like, yes, mommy, I'm sick. She knows me. She knows. Just like any grown man, Larry's a really big baby when he gets sick. And no, I have not gotten a flu shot. I've been asked that probably half a dozen times. I have not gotten a flu shot. I don't really get it. That I've gotten it before, but I don't get it all the time. But she, she's like, oh, I'm gonna leave something out for you. I thought so. And she goes, I'm gonna leave something out for you. And I looked by the box, and sure enough, there was a thing there, and it was these Airborne Immune Support Supplement Original Blast of Vitamin C plus 13 vitamins, minerals, and herbs. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I have these other pills. They're not airborne, but they're different ones. And you just put them on your tongue, and then you let them dissolve, and then you can't drink water or nothing else for a little while and stuff like that. Well, I opened this package up. I thought, okay, I'll take my mommy's stuff. And it's a real fancy package and everything. And I thought, okay, I'll do this. And I opened them up, and I grabbed one of the tablets out, and I stuck it on my tongue. And I was driving down the highway, and I was like, wow! I'll turn the camera on so you guys can see this. So these are the things that my mom gave me, and I put one of these. It's a real big tablet. I'm trying to hold the light so you guys can see this. It's a real big tablet. See? And she gave me one of these things in it, and I took off down the road, and I put one of these on my tongue, and this thing went off, and it was like it was just bubbling, and just, I mean, it was my mouth was just filling up with all this like salsa, or whatever you call it. I can't think right now. And it was just all going nuts in my mouth, and I was like trying to swallow the stuff as it was going. And I'm like, I think I was like Alka-Seltzer. I'm thinking to myself, I was supposed to put it in a glass of water or something. I had to pull it out of my mouth a couple times. It was going crazy. And I put it back in. I kept doing it. Oh, man, the taste was just terrible. And I finally got the whole thing done. And I was thinking to myself, I bet you anything, you're supposed to drop one of these like an Alka-Seltzer into a glass of water. And then drink it. Directions: drop one tablet in 4 to 6 fluid ounce of water. Let dissolve about a minute and drink. Woo! I tell you what, you want to try something? Here you go. Airborne Immune Support Supplement Original Effervescent Tablets. Get one of these and just put one of these on your tongue. That's an experience. So, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope everyone out there is having themselves a great day, a great night, as you're watching this here video. And I'm going to get some sleep. If you're not, certainly try that all over again tomorrow. And I need more sleep. I think that's my problem, is I'm sick. I'm just not feeling good. Not feeling up to usual standards. Didn't make it half or 3/4 way across Missouri, which is fine though. I got 620 miles. I'll get up and run the rest of it tonight. So I'll catch you guys later.